Passe maintenant à Conway, du coup, qui est fait par les gens qui ont fait The Occupation, que j'avais adoré, et Ether One, que j'ai aimé aussi. C'est parfait, c'est bon signe. Il a 26,99. Comme pour Unpacking, vous l'avez du coup sur GOG, vous avez mon lien GOG en description pour ceux qui regardent en diff. Et sur le chat, présentement, il s'agit normalement du coup d'un thriller, d'une enquête. On va découvrir ça, hop, let's go. Donc j'ai mis les sous-titres, normalement j'ai déjà fait les réglages, je sais pas s'il faut que je les refasse. Je pense que c'est ok, ouais c'est bon, c'est les réglages que j'avais fait. Tout va bien. Donc, du coup ça va commencer par la cinématique, hein. C'est le temps que ça se lance. Je vous dis rien mais... Ça sent mauvais pour dans cette maison. Hein.
Jenny, come on. You're going to miss it.
Tell them to start without me. I need to check on Marie.
She'll be fine. You don't need to check on her every 5 minutes. Come on, it's starting.
Okay, you're right.
Donc là on est 14 ans plus tard.
For the best part of my later years, I worked as a private investigator. I'd seen many a terrible case. Sadly, most of them unresolved. But in 1954, something terrible and far closer to home happened that I could not avoid. And it happened right here, in Dahlia View. The police are here. What on earth is all the commotion?
Ah, ça y est, c'est à moi. Attends, je peux bouger ou pas? Non. Du coup, je me demande. Peut-être qu'en vrai, si, je suis pas au courant. Est-ce que je peux pas aller plus loin que là? Ah, il y avait un truc là. Ok. Effectivement, il pouvait pas aller bien loin. Il fallait l'outil.
Now where's my camera? I need to see what's going on outside my window.
Ok, je vais mettre en clavier anglais du coup. Hop. Ah, comme ça, d'accord.
Now, I can get a closer look. What on earth is all the commotion? Oh, that's Tony Morgan's blood. My God, I hope he's all right. Please let him be all right. Smashed plant pot. I must have slipped through it. I should have come to my window sooner.
Il nous manque le B. Parce qu'on a A, C. Là. On a D.
Bound during abduction. Dear God. Charlotte May, Mr. Morgan's daughter, has been kidnapped.
Là.
Chloroform. What on earth? A kidnapping right on my doorstep. Who doesn't bear thinking about? Imagine if it was Catherine. Time to pay my neighbors a visit and see what they know.
Attends, je vais voir si je peux prendre ça. Hop. Ouh. Pas le résident. Ok, ok. Ah, j'en ai besoin, c'est mon journal en fait.
I must ask Catherine if she'll get me some more shopping.
Hein? Ça c'est le ruban, ce truc de Terwan ça. Ah mais c'était pas là, par là pour sortir je crois. Let's go. C'est original qu'ils aient mis le bonhomme en fauteuil roulant. C'est quoi la différence? Centrer la caméra ou... Ouais. Je pense que je préfère standard. Il veut pas là? Tu vas voir, moi je vais te faire descendre les escaliers, ça va aller vite. Je rigole. La violence. J'ai pas dit ce jeu-là, il est dispo aussi sur les consoles. Hein. Attends. Hop là.
Charlotte May could only be 7 or 8 years old. Why would someone want to take her? It doesn't make any sense.
Faut que j'ai interrogé les voisins du coup. C'est parti.
Excuse me, Mr. Conway. May I have a moment?
Do you know what's happened?
Never mind all that. Your daughter is a police officer, is she not?
She is.
Here, I found this.
What's this then?
A brooch. I found it on the floor here. It probably belonged to that poor girl. Thought I'd better pick it up before Shirley Downs gets her mitts on it.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind. Perhaps you can make sure it finds its way to your daughter.
I will, and thank you for telling me.
Just doing my duty.
Can you tell me what you meant about Shirley?
Good night, Mr. Conway.
Did you see anything else at all?
Just make sure to give your daughter that brooch.
Je sais pas si j'ai un inventaire du coup. Non.
Miss Downs, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I can come back if you need some time.
No, it's fine. I'm just... I can't believe this is happening so close to home. Well, maybe I can.
What do you mean by that?
Not everyone in Dahlia View is as they seem, Mr. Conway.
Miss Downs, who are you referring to?
That son of a bitch right there, with the smug look on his face.
Mr. Levy?
Why not? I mean, what do you really know about him?
Well, I pay him my rent once a fortnight, but no other than that. I didn't really speak to the man.
Well, sadly I do. He's up to something. You must have noticed all the strange deliveries, coming and going at night.
You think he took Charlotte May?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sorry. Miss Downs, what are you basing this on?
Experience, Mr. Conway. You'll excuse me, I need to help the police with their search.
J'ai plusieurs options quand j'ai eu la broche, il me semble.
Good evening, Mr. Levy. Evening. How strange times we live in when a girl can be taken on her doorstep.
You ain't wrong. It's a bloody mess.
Did you see what happened at all?
Nah.
How well did you know Charlotte May? You lived next door. You must have seen her a lot.
I hope they're gonna clean all this mess up tonight. I've got a business to run.
I'm sure this must be a great inconvenience to you.
That reminds me. Rent day tomorrow. Don't be late.
I haven't forgotten.
Good. Keep it that way, and we'll get along just fine.
May I ask what you were doing tonight?
No.
Hello, Mr. Conway.
Good evening.
Terrible what's happened, isn't it?
So you know what happened?
They're looking for a kidnapper. A search is about to start in the Pine Woods.
My sister, Shirley, she owns the pub across the way. The searchers are all meeting there first.
What do you know about the kidnapping, Mr. Conway?
Not much. That's why I'm talking to the pair of you.
You should talk to the old busybody over in her big manor house.
Mrs. Doer.
She knows everything that goes on here. I wouldn't be surprised if she saw the kidnapper.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was the kidnapper.
That's an awful thing to say.
Well, have you seen her? Always fawning over that little girl. All alone in that big house. Plenty of room to hide someone.
I can see that you've put a lot of thought into this, Mrs. McKee.
A little too much, love.
Well, I'm not the only one who thinks it.
Oh, blast. What time is it?
It must be a little after midnight by now, surely.
The search is starting without me. I have to get my coat. You'll forgive me, Mr. Conway?
Yes, good night.
Good night, Mr. Conway.
We'll talk again soon. There's Mr. Morgan.
J'ai parlé à tout le monde là du coup. Ah non mais là il a dit machin, donc attends. Ah il est là. Ouais, il fallait que je regarde aussi les preuves en fait. Je pense
Hello,
que...
Mr. Morgan. My name is Robert Conway. I live in flat 23.
Yes, I've seen you around, Mr. Conway.
Well, you see, I thought I'd better come over and check you're okay. Some of our neighbors seem to be content just to stare. I'm so sorry to hear about your daughter.
Very kind of you. I'm sorry, but I'm late joining the search. I've been talking to the police for over an hour.
Of course, I understand. The police officer you spoke to was most likely my daughter.
Is that so?
Yes, she's a very determined young lady. If anyone is going to find your daughter, it's her. I was once a private investigator myself, so I know how her mind works.
Well, it's comforting to know I'm surrounded by such competent minds, Mr. Conway.
I'd like to offer my services too, if you'd permit me.
That's very kind, but I don't have money, I'm afraid.
Mr. Morgan, no. I'm a father myself. I meant to say that I'm at your disposal.
Very generous, but the police said that...
All I'd be doing is observing and talking to people. And if I find anything, I'll be sure to share it with Catherine.
Catherine?
My daughter, the police officer.
Right, of course.
That reminds me. I have this brooch. Does this mean anything to you?
That's Charlotte May's.
You see how the simplest detail can be overlooked, even by the police. Best to have as many eyes on the case, in my experience.
I see your point. May I have it back, please?
Would you mind if I kept onto it for a day or so, in case it was to have some use?
Yes, of course. If you think it would help. I would very much like you to return it, though.
As soon as I have something to report back to you. You have my word.
So, where do you suppose you'd begin?
Well, right here.
In Dahlia View?
Yes. It's my experience that it's usually someone who knows the victim.
Do you mean to tell me that one of my neighbors has my girl?
No. I'm merely saying that it's a logical place to start.
Now I see. That's why the police searched my house. Because I'm a suspect, I suppose.
That's the way it works, I'm sorry to say.
So they're not even looking for the real kidnapper?
I can assure you they will be.
Tell me, Mr. Conway, and be honest. Are you going to look for my girl?
I promise you, I'll stop at nothing until I find her. For now, I need you to think of anyone who could have taken Charlotte May.
I don't know.
Think. Anyone or anything at all.
Mr. Conway, who do you know who could do such a thing?
I see your point. Well, for now, perhaps try to get some rest. Charlotte May needs you to be stronger.
You'll excuse me, Mr. Conway. I'm going to join the search and find my little girl.
That's fair enough, Mr. Morgan. Good night, and good luck.
Good night, Mr. Conway.
Salut les vieux. T'as raté le rangement. Attends, et du coup, je regarde les preuves, je pense. Parce que celle-là, là, je peux la regarder. Celle qui est à droite. Ah.
Mr. Morgan must have taken quite a hit. So the kidnapper smashed this during the altercation.
Mais on regarde pas les autres? Quand même. En vrai. La caméra, elle a fait un truc chaud. Hein.
It never fails to amaze me what some people are capable of.
Voilà. Hop.
Who would tie up a small child?
Dad?
Catherine. I thought I might bump into you tonight.
Well, I shouldn't be here, what with you living so close. Conflict of interest and all.
Are you finished here?
Almost, yes. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. It's poor Charlotte May I'm worried about. Anyway, look at you. I rarely get to see you in your uniform. You look good.
Thank you. I wish it was a little more comfortable.
Catherine, can I ask, what have you found?
I'm not allowed to tell you. You know that. Besides, I don't have all the details myself, and my sergeant isn't exactly forthcoming with new recruits.
Hang in there. You're an asset. They'll come to see how intelligent you are.
Thank you. All I can say is that it looks as though Tony Morgan's daughter has been kidnapped.
Awful news. May I ask why they're searching the Pine Woods? Do they know where the kidnapper went?
No. It's a dead end. We're clueless, but we can't be seen to be doing nothing. And the locals suggested the woods, so...
Dear God. I perhaps wonder if I should talk to my neighbors again.
Hang on, again?
Yes, Catherine, I've been thinking, and...
Dad!
What?
I know this is happening on your doorstep, but please don't get any ideas.
I'm a naturally curious person, you know that.
You don't do this anymore. Leave it to us, please.
Well, do the police have any ideas?
Dad, I mean it. Don't get involved.
Well, I'd like to help you.
I want to do this on my own.
I didn't realize what this means to you.
I meant to say... I want to do it the right way. By the book. Please promise me.
Okay. I promise. I'll leave the police work up to you.
Thank you. Anyway, I'd better be off. I have to make a statement before the morning press. My sergeant is finally trusting me with something.
Well, you'd better hurry. I'll look out for your article in the morning paper.
Right. I'm off. Please go back inside. You'll catch a chill.
Night, my love.
Night, Dad.
The last thing I want is to upset Catherine. I can tell how serious she is about her case. I've never seen her so driven. I suppose I'll still develop the photos I've taken of the crime scene. I might have captured something that the police did not. And I won't be stepping on Catherine's toes if I stay in my flat and out of the way.
J'essaie de pas trop parler pendant les passages. Ça, je pense que c'est un jeu sur lequel on va peu parler, du coup. Pour qu'on reste bien dans l'ambiance, je trouve.
The police have marked out several pieces of evidence that are likely related to the attack. However, Mrs. Doer handed me a brooch that was found at the scene. Mr. Morgan later confirmed it belonged to Charlotte May. Could the brooch be a missing piece of the puzzle? I wonder if finding where the brooch was dropped could help build a better picture of the attacker's movements.
Oh là là. Ok. Nice.
So, if Mrs. Doer was right about where she found the brooch, it means the kidnapper must have come past her manor house at some point during the abduction. I forgot to give Catherine the brooch. There just hasn't been a good time. It sounds like I have mail. Now what's this?
Non, on reprend là. Je peux pas la tourner? Je vais peut-être zoomer encore plus. Mais j'ai zoomé à fond. Il doit bien avoir une touche pour la tourner. Ah, c'est les touches normales. Ok. Alors, je m'excuse pour ma brièveté d'hier soir, monsieur Conway. Je réalise que vous vouliez simplement m'aider. Je l'ai déjà dit à la police, mais d'après moi, les seules personnes qui auraient pu enlever ma Charlotte May sont nos voisins. Les McKee, Harold Levy, Shirley Downs et la vieille Madame Doer ont tous accès à la cour. Vous l'avez dit vous-même et je pense que vous avez raison. Il nous faudra un regard extérieur sur cette affaire. Merci encore pour votre aide. Morgan.
Mr. Morgan's note implicates most of his neighbors. I had suspected as much, but now I have something solid to work with. Catherine has asked me not to get involved, but I've already promised Mr. Morgan I'll find Charlotte May. I should have told Catherine there and then. I'm already involved. I can feel it again. That drive, that first pull at the yarn. It's all on this evidence board. Suspects, victims, items found at the scene. I have everything. All that remains is to watch over my neighbors until one of them makes a mistake, and I can still give Catherine her space. If the whole town is searching the Pinewoods, someone needs to keep an eye over Dahlia View.
Ça s'est tombé d'un coup.
I've been sitting watching my neighbors on and off for hours, but I've seen nothing of any use for my evidence board. Tony Morgan suggested that the McKees were acting strangely around Charlotte May. I heard Theodore return home earlier this evening, but didn't manage to get a glimpse. Charlotte May is counting on me to find her, but so far I've drawn a blank. Perhaps the McKees are innocent. Only time will tell.
Ah, c'est à moi.
Annabelle and Theodore seemed normal enough when we spoke last night. By their account, they didn't seem much at all. Why would Mr. Morgan ask me to watch them?
Oh là. Ils sont effectivement étranges. Hein.
Theodore looks unhappy about I don't know what. He's pacing back and forth. It seems heated.
C'est du stalking. Mais non.
I still have no idea what the problem is. Perhaps this is what Mr. Morgan was talking about. Now, Annabelle has seen something just out of my view. Whatever it is, she's horrified by it. What on earth is it?
C'est intriguant, hein?
What are you thinking, Annabelle? What can you see?
Et ouais, on est d'accord, je suis un stalker, Lévis, ça y est. Ah, un couteau.
She's got a knife.
Bon, ça se trouve, ils ont juste buté, il a juste buté son
Jesus.
chat ou un
She's
truc comme
going
ça.
to... No. She wants Theo to use it.
Ça se trouve, elle lui demande juste en mode putain, ça fait 2 semaines que tu m'as dit que tu me ferais un tartare. Toujours des promesses.
He doesn't know which one to use.
Mais je sais pas faire un tartare. Ça se trouve, c'est ça. Hein. Bon, je vais commencer par attendrir la viande.
Whatever it is, take pause of yourself.
En tout cas, il continue à l'observer avec son appareil photo.
Is that a practice swing? Dear God. What have I just witnessed? Some time has passed since I saw Theo hit something with a mallet. I didn't actually see anything. No proof. I have no evidence at all.
J'aurais pu appeler sa fille, hein. Tu vois, les voisins sont chelous.
Annabelle is back at the door.
Okay, hurry. Go. Go!
What in God's name?
Shit.
What are you doing?
Well, if you would help me.
I'm not touching that thing.
That thing was your idea.
My idea?
100% ils ont juste buté un chien ou un chat. Ça fait un gros chat, mais un chien du coup.
Oh,
Christ. Get it out of here.
What the hell do you think I'm doing?
Hurry up!
Salut Gandalf.
Mr. Morgan.
Hello, Annabelle.
Lovely evening.
Yes, I suppose so. Please, if you don't mind, I have something...
It's just all so sad, isn't it?
Please, I really do need to be going.
I'm so sorry, of course.
It's fine, Annabelle.
Tony, look at
Is there
Theodore.
anything I can do?
Ask him what's wrapped in that
You
rug.
won't hesitate to ask?
Damn it, what should I do? Catherine asked me not to get involved.
Mais c'est pas pareil là, t'as vu.
It's not over until it's over. I think I need to pay the McKees a personal call. I've barely slept at all. I can't fully explain what I observed last night, and I can't shake the image of Charlotte May in the McKee's pantry, lying there, helpless.
Ah, excusez-moi, je savais pas que je pouvais interagir. J'étais en train de regarder. J'aurais pu attendre longtemps comme ça.
The police are searching out in Riverport.
C'est moi, hein.
They haven't seen what I have, and it's too soon to involve them. What if I'm wrong? I miss you, old friends.
Ah, développer nos photos.
All set up and ready to go. Now, to gather some evidence from the McKees.
pense pas que zoomer serve à quelque chose. Ok. Ouais, stop. Ah, c'est inversé les commandes. Ok. On fait comme ça. Ok.
These are developing nicely.
Certes. Ah. Mais là, c'est juste pour examiner, donc c'est ça qui me paraît étrange. Et ça, là. Je peux pas interagir, j'ai pas l'impression. J'essaye, hein, mais ça fait rien. Si ça se trouve, il y avait rien à faire. Hein.
Seems like a lifetime ago. Look at me now. When Charlotte May is found, I need to take another holiday. Catherine would love to see Pinwheel again, I'm sure. My old case files. Some I'd rather forget. I'll need my bag if I'm going to gather any real evidence.
Dans son bureau. Attends, mais du coup là c'était pas là. Si, je pense. Ah là. J'avoue, j'ai envie de tourner, mais c'est pas possible.
Now, to find out what the McKees were doing in that pantry. If the McKees really did kill Charlotte May last night,
C'est vrai que le jeu dure une
there
demi-heure.
must be some evidence left in their pantry.
C'est pas sorti. Oula. J'en ai vu un autre tout à l'heure, un timbre. Ça doit être des trucs à collectionner. Ah, c'est pas là non plus. Non, c'est bien là, hein, du coup. Pas le choix. Attends.
Theo joined the search 2 nights ago. He could have been covering his own back.
Hein? Ah, j'appuie pas sur le bon, ok. Soit. Bon là, pourquoi je peux partir par là? Tu veux que j'aille là? Non. Bien que la sortie est là-bas pour toi. Ah, peut-être qu'il veut qu'on aille ailleurs. Hein.
I wonder if there's anything left to find at all.
Peut-être fallait pas passer par la
What
rue.
if I'm too late? Bleach. The McKees have been busy.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. McKee. We spoke a few days ago.
Yes, please call me Annabelle.
Annabelle, of course. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get around to you.
That's fine. I'm sorry, how is it I can help, Mr. Conway?
Well, it's all a bit sensitive, I'm afraid. I wondered if I might have a word in private, if you would.
Well,
Mrs. McKee... Annabelle, I'd rather not state my purpose out here in the hallway where any one of your neighbors might be listening. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course. Why don't you step inside for a moment?
Excellent idea. I promise not to take up too much of your time. I'm sure you have your hands full.
So, what's the purpose of all this, Mr. Conway? I hope it's not about what we... Well, why don't you get to it?
Of course. Well, it's actually quite simple. I'm sure you've heard that I was once a private investigator. Well, nonetheless, Mr. Morgan has asked me if I would look into everyone who knew Charlotte May.
I see. And so you've come to look at us?
Look, let me be straight. I've been an investigator my entire life, and I have a sense about people, you might say.
Is that so?
I don't think you or your husband have anything to hide. In fact, this might be a waste of time altogether, but I think it would put Mr. Morgan's mind at ease if I ask some basic questions anyway. What do you say?
Well, however we can help. As long as it's not too long is all.
Oh, no, of course not. All I need you to do is tell me, in your own words, what you did on the night that Charlotte May was taken.
Right. But I thought you...
Before you begin, I'm sorry to ask, but would you mind if I used your lavatory?
No, not at all. It's right behind you.
Thank you. And please, Annabelle, you look worried. I'm sure you had nothing to do with it. She's lying. It's written all over her. Time to find out why.
Ah oui, non, on préfère le faire, non?
It's a doctor's note addressed to Annabelle.
Suite à votre dernière consultation, je regrette de vous informer que la douleur ressentie en bas de votre abdomen est due à quelques complications au début de votre premier trimestre. J'aimerais vous voir à nouveau le plus rapidement possible pour discuter de la forte probabilité d'un arrêt prématuré de votre grossesse. Merci d'appeler la clinique le plus tôt possible pour prendre un autre rendez-vous. Oh, ou alors elle a avorté, mais elle a pas besoin de tabasser le truc. Ok.
Now what do we have here?
Mr. Conway? Can I offer you a cup of tea?
Yes, 2 sugars.
Elle part pas. Il y a de la tension là, un peu, hein?
I thought she'd never leave.
Ah. Elle retourne un jour. Direction Turing City.
A tram ticket. Annabelle clearly didn't use this tram ticket. I apologize. Where were we? Ah, yes. You were going to tell me what you were doing on the night that Charlotte May was
Oh là, c'est chelou, elle a fermé la clé et tout.
I've been thinking about it, and there's not much to say.
Literally anything would help.
Well, I remember it clearly. I think everyone here knows exactly where they were. It was so shocking. I'd made Theo his tea in the afternoon at about 3, and wrapped it up for him to have later. He was working all day over at Levy's garage, and performing later that night. I went to the shops at some point, I think. I didn't see Charlotte May at all that day, and I was out of town for most of the night. I think the last time I saw her was on the Wednesday. She was playing outside between her homeschooling, as I recall.
I'll stop you there if you don't mind. As interesting as it is to know what you were doing leading up to the event, I think it might be more beneficial to talk about what you and your husband were doing whilst Charlotte May was being taken.
Right. I see. What time was that?
You don't remember clearly. I was sitting in my flat at the time. 10 o'clock is when I first noticed something was happening. I had a good view from my window. I imagine you'd have a good view from your kitchen window also. Perhaps even your pantry.
Actually, Mr. Conway, I'm sorry. I feel awfully uncomfortable talking about this, without Theo here. I think it's best I don't answer anything he might object to.
You're right. I completely agree. He usually takes his break around now, does he not?
Perhaps.
Would it be possible for you to go and get him so that we might continue the conversation?
I don't think that's a good idea, Mr. Conway. In fact, I think I'd feel better if we ended the conversation here, if it's all the same to you.
No, you're right. If you don't feel it appropriate, then best not to bother him.
Thank you.
I was hoping to clear it all up today, you see. I'd hate to have to bother you tomorrow or the day after, or even the day after that. It's not in my character to be a nuisance. However, I did promise Mr. Morgan. Perhaps I'll return later on.
Wait. If it's not going to take too long, I could fetch him now and we could resolve the matter.
Mrs. McKee, if you would do that for me, it would put Mr. Morgan's mind at ease, I'm sure of it.
Christ. Okay, well, I think it's best you come with me.
I fear I'd only slow you down. The stairs, you see. No, I'll wait here for your turn.
Fine, just... wait here.
Il nous remonte la clé au cas où.
Now, to get that key down.
Attends, hop. Ouais. Attends, parce que là, il n'y a rien de... Ah, faut la faire tomber, quoi.
Almost there.
Ça se mérite. Ah. Allez, elle tombe. Elle est dans le vide, là. Ah.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Oh, it's locked.
Allez, dis-moi ce qu'il y a derrière, là. On veut savoir.
Charlotte, were you in here? Give me something.
Il me faut le truc pour dévisser.
Nothing useful.
Ah. Heureusement que c'est pas en temps réel, hein, parce qu'on était foutus. Là, c'est quoi ça? Vous avez vu le bout? Mais je crois que c'est normal. En fait, on cherche un tournevis, mais je sais pas si je vais en trouver un. Le couteau me serait bien utile, mais il veut pas le prendre avec lui. Ah, mais on a accès ici aussi. Ah, ça change tout.
They have an allotment. Good idea.
Eh ben, on n'est pas rendu, hein. Heureusement qu'elle est partie 3 siècles.
Looks as though they scrubbed the place clean last night.
Tournevis! Allez, prends-le. Merveilleux. Je vais quand même tout ouvrir, hein, au cas où.
It's well stocked.
Moi, j'ai pas tout fermé, peut-être que je referme tout au cas où. Sait-on jamais. J'arrive pas. Bah écoutez, tant pis. Elle en met du temps à aller chercher son mari. Tant mieux, hein.
Please let me be wrong.
Ça me fait un peu peur, hein. Je dois dire.
Bleached head to toe. I'm too late. There's nothing left to see. They're not back yet. Then there's still time to search the flat.
Ah, c'est pas ça que je voulais. Hop.
Shirley and Annabelle are very close. They meet every week. I have no idea what that is. Lovely. Shirley and Annabelle are very close. They meet every week. The sooner rationing ends, the better. The war ended 9 bloody years ago. Theo is a performer. I wonder what was last written on this notepad. Annabelle was spraying this as we talked.
C'est ça, hein,
Having a
sans
smell
fall.
in the pantry, no doubt.
Il me faut un crayon. Je me suis coincée là, envoyez-le en arrière. Hein. Ce sera plus simple. Ça tombe pas forcément comme on voudrait, hein. C'est terrible. Ah, il est trop... hop. Ok, donc là, il n'y a rien.
There's a note in the fireplace. I can't get it out with my bare hands.
Bah, il y avait une fourche dans le cellier. Mais j'ai vraiment tout ce temps-là.
Annabelle was fiddling with things on here. Most likely guilt and nervousness.
Y a rien sur l'horloge, si? Ils ont dézingué leur appart.
I can't stand to see an incomplete picture.
Surtout qu'il restait qu'une pièce, quoi. Oh, le crayon. Alors, je me suis disputée avec Charlotte aujourd'hui. Je déteste qu'on se chamaille. Je sais qu'elle ne veut que mon bien. Mais parfois, j'ai juste besoin qu'on m'écoute, pas qu'on me juge. Je dis des choses dont je ne suis pas fière. Charlotte compte plus que tout à mes yeux. Je ne supporterai pas de la perdre. Mais quand elle m'a dit de grandir et de prendre mes responsabilités, ça en était trop. Je me suis juré de devenir une meilleure personne cette année, alors il est temps de m'excuser et de lui montrer que je l'aime autant qu'elle m'aime. L'amour d'une sœur dure éternellement. Attends, regarde, c'est quoi ça aussi? Attends, là. Ouais. Encore un timbre. Ah bah c'est les toilettes ici. Joseph.
Raiders detected. Welcome and enjoy your stay.
Merci beaucoup, checkeuse. Bienvenue les gens. Bienvenue, bienvenue. Ah, on va essayer d'aller voir la note. Salut Nian, salut. Bienvenue. On est sur un jeu d'enquête. Avec un rythme assez lent, attention. Hein. Bienvenue en tout cas. Vous avez les infos ici. C'est le deuxième jeu de la commande. Merci beaucoup, checkeuse. J'espère que ton live s'est bien passé. Alors. Rappelez le docteur. Ok. Ouais, bah c'est fait avorter. Là, c'est clairement fait avorter. Ou un truc du genre.
Oh, there's no date. I can't link it to the kidnapping.
Exactement, c'est un jeu d'enquête. Bah alors le personnage est en fauteuil roulant. Ce qui forcément apporte une certaine différence en termes de gameplay. Ah bah parfait, tisonnier, allez hop. Puis comme ça on y en mettra un coup si jamais elle nous embête. Il vient de sortir, il est sorti aujourd'hui en fait. Prendre un vinyle, ok, faisons comme ça. Oh, ça se trouve dans le vinyle, il y aura un
Theo's
truc.
room, no doubt.
Attends, mais il faudrait peut-être déjà mettre ça d'abord. Ah non. J'ai rien dit. Bah vas-y, écoute. Faire fonctionner cette histoire. C'est dans l'autre sens. Yeah. Merci en tout cas. Et ben écoute, bonne soirée à toi aussi. Bon, ça fait rien. Moi j'aimerais mettre le truc là. Écoutez, dans l'immédiat on verra après. Ne serait-ce pas un timbre à droite? Encore. Ok. Ils sont vraiment partis longtemps en tout cas. On a large le temps. C'est pratique. Hein. Attendez, il y avait un truc là. Oh là!
Locked. How does one open a piano front? He's a slob.
C'est un souillon! Ah! Ah, j'ai pas ce genre de... On va essayer les autres trucs au cas où, mais... Il nous manque un truc, là.
Music sheets. Presumably Theo's songs. Something's blocking these keys from the other side.
Ok, donc faut vraiment qu'on arrive à ouvrir. Il y avait un autre truc, j'ai vu. Allez, c'était pas ça que je veux faire. Là. Rien du tout. Alors ça, pas encore. Mais par contre, du coup, on peut aller récupérer... Ah bah déjà la partition, là. Va falloir que je joue ça? Non. Qu'est-ce qui est marqué? La douceur d'opérir. Au fond de moi, je savais que j'avais tort. Je sais que j'aurais pas dû faire ça et maintenant tu n'es plus là. La douceur d'opérir, mon amour, au revoir. Tout ce qui me reste, c'est cette culpabilité et cette chanson. Eh bah super! Ah! Ça, on avait le code. On l'a vu juste avant sur le... Attendez. Je retourne le voir du coup? Wait. C'est le code qui est là. 1932. Allô? Faisons ça. Voilà. C'est sensible. Ok.
Bingo.
Ok.
Theo has a sister back home somewhere.
Alors, je suis contente qu'elle nous ait répondu. Maman a désespérément besoin de ce médicament. Le docteur a dit qu'elle pourrait mourir à tout moment. Fais vite, son état empire de jour en jour. Elle a besoin d'un anticoagulant. Je crois qu'on en trouve uniquement dans ton pays, mais c'est très cher. Au fait, mon anglais est correct. Tu me l'as bien appris, grand frère. J'espère qu'un jour, je pourrai venir habiter avec toi dans ta grande maison en Angleterre. En attendant, je m'occupe de tout ici. Pendant la maladie de maman, c'est moi la femme de la maison. Ok. C'est grande, c'est rose.
So Theo's family need money for medicines.
C'est tout ce qu'il y avait ici? Semblerait. Ok. Donc ça, j'imagine bien qu'il faut peut-être jouer un truc spécial. On va aller fouiller la note à droite. D'abord. L'autre, elle est partie pour 3 jours, en fait. Tant mieux, hein. Hop. Exactement ce que je voulais. Voilà.
Seems to be a list of medicines.
Ok, avec des codes produits. Alors, il y avait une histoire de prise électrique. Il y a une lampe tout à l'heure. Pas là. Mais je me rappelle qu'il y avait une lampe. Bah, il y en a une en face déjà, mais je crois pas qu'il y ait un truc. Attends, tourne. Not easy. Je vais checker ici. Non, donc là, rien. Ok. Mais je sais qu'il y en avait une autre. Là, il y a rien. Ils ont du courrier ou pas? Pas de courrier. Ça aurait pu. Et puis la lampe dont je croyais me souvenir. Ok, il n'y a rien.
The police are still here. I hope Catherine doesn't see me like this.
Ah bah oui, je pense qu'elle serait pas contente. Là, clairement.
She never did make me that cup of tea. A rug has been steam cleaned. The same one they carried out last night.
Je fais tout mon temps possible pour tenter de nettoyer la tache de vin sur votre tapis. Il n'y a pas grand chose d'autre que je puisse faire pour vous. La tache était bien visible, mais à présent elle est bien estompée. Ok. Il manque des éléments là. Ah, le... Attendez. Bon, là on a déjà fait. Ouais, ça on a déjà fait, mais attendez, là... Ok, juste je peux remettre la clé quoi. Non, c'était pour la prendre quoi. Histoire de prise, là ça me... Ah, je peux plus aller dans le cellier, vous avez vu? Donc ça déjà... Bon, je pense qu'il faut jouer la partition pour le piano. Mais d'avis que c'est ça. Là, il y a une lampe, vous voyez, et elle est allumée. Est-ce qu'on peut pas lui piquer son... Pas du tout. Et c'est la... Ah, attendez, F. C'est discret. Bon, ça fait rien. Mais parce que le truc là se baisse pas. C'est embêtant. On va être coincé, ça y est. Ah! Oh, ça, je l'avais pas cool. Encore une sculpture en bois. Ok. Hop là. C'est pas ça que je voulais faire. Mais tout va bien se passer. Bon, faire rien. Je vérifie quand même au cas où. Hein. Je pense que là, la suite, c'est là. Hein.
I don't know a great deal about musical instruments, but this doesn't look expensive.
Ah! Wait. Donc, il faut que je fasse avec le... Moi, je pense là, je vais mettre un... Je vais mettre ça, hein. Ou ça. Ah! Hop là! De l'argent.
45 pounds. If I were a lesser man, I'd take it and live comfortably for the rest of the year. There's no way Theo's boss pays him this much.
Ah!
Annabelle.
Now, what do you know? Damn. It's Annabelle's sister.
If you're in there, I want to say sorry about the other night.
Ouais.
Are you there? I love you, Annie. You know that, don't you? Everything I say, I say it because I want to protect you. Anyway, I'm posting the key back through the door. I love you.
Attendez, c'est là. Bah, je sais plus où je suis. Il est là. Du coup, là, j'ai les clés de leur appart. Ok. Je vois pas d'autres trucs que j'aurais besoin de faire là. Ah bah il y a là, ça. Mais non, ça c'est... À chaque fois c'est... Tu vois, je vais dans la salle de bain. Ah, les toilettes. D'ailleurs. Je vois pas d'autre endroit. Qu'est-ce qu'il me dit? Voilà. L'appareil photo, il a... Attends, hop. Tu passes là, non? Oui. Hop. Est-ce qu'il y a un autre endroit où on a eu quelque chose à faire Ça c'est bon. En plus j'ai du charbon aussi. Ah, attendez. Est-ce qu'il n'y aurait pas moyen de savoir quelles touches ont été utilisées? J'ai du mal à... Là j'ai du mal à voir. Alors peut-être qu'il faut juste voir bloc-notes. Sachant que je peux pas téléphoner en vrai. Oh là, on va être coincé. Les gens. C'est l'histoire.
Annabelle was holding this last night. It doesn't look as though they used it.
On a déjà fait. Elle revient jamais, Véronique. Terrible. Ah si, je peux retourner là en fait, ok. Ah, ça change tout. Mais après, est-ce qu'il y a autre chose que j'aurais besoin? Je suis en train de réfléchir. Pourquoi là on voit des trucs en transparence? Ok, c'est du lait derrière. Ok, je peux toujours pas le prendre. Ça j'ai déjà vu. Et vous savez quoi? Là, je vois pas. Parce que là, il n'y a pas de touche d'inventaire, donc je pense que... Je pense pas que j'ai quelque chose à faire ici. C'est bizarre qu'on ait rien fait avec le... On a le charbon. Salut. C'est bizarre qu'on ait rien fait avec les disques. Pourquoi on aurait besoin du charbon? Peut-être c'est pour après. Hein. J'ai quoi exactement dans l'inventaire? J'ai la clé, le tournevis, le tisonnier, j'ai des milliards de trucs. L'archet de violoncelle, ça c'est bizarre. Un disque vinyle. Tige de piano, crayon, clé d'appart. J'ai raté quelque chose dans le... Dans ça? Non, parce que sinon j'aurais... C'est pas logique. Ah, je peux quand même toujours faire quelque chose ici en fait. Ah, ça fonctionne. Ok. Le copyright. Il va bientôt l'heure que j'arrête, j'aimerais bien qu'on arrive jusqu'à ce qu'on utilise nos preuves. Bon, et du coup, si je mets l'autre... Ça a été, Noya? Ça a du mal, hein. Plan au max. Ah, voilà!
Baby don't care for me just because she says she do. If my baby really cared for me, she wouldn't leave me feeling blue.
Theo, where's the pencil gone?
Annabelle, you can't hear I'm recording.
Sorry, I don't know the difference. You know that.
Well, check next time. These vinyls are too expensive to waste.
Theo, all I want is a pencil.
Try the living room.
Well, why would you even leave it in there?
Oh, God, Lord. I'm gonna have to start this whole thing over again.
C'est tout? Bon. Ok. Ça c'est quand même bizarre que ça ait rien donné. Ah!
I'm not getting in there without a key.
Sérieux? Je crois pas. Oh là là, je ferai une ellipse, hein, je pense.
You can tell a lot about a person from their bedroom. This is clearly Annabelle's space.
Nice. Voilà pourquoi on a encore autant d'items. Bon, au moins on a bien exploré comme ça. Ceci étant... Là, il y a un code aussi.
Shirley and Annabelle are close sisters. I don't know what they're currently arguing about, but they seem to love each other very much.
Je pense que j'ai pas encore ce qu'il faut, ça. On a enfin accès à une nouvelle zone. Ou ça veut pas dire qu'on va réussir, mais...
They had a view of Mr. Morgan's home. They could have easily seen Charlotte May every day. Absolutely spotless. You'd never even know a mechanic lived here.
Des fois, ça a du mal.
Smells fresh. Oh, the whole place is clean. More bleach. I spoke too soon. What on earth is inside?
Ah, quelque chose dedans. Ouais. C'est la deuxième boucle d'oreille? Ah non. Oh, c'est le truc pour... ok, super. Quand même finir d'observer ici.
Annabelle is obsessed with cleaning.
Oh, compartiment secret.
Is Annabelle having an affair?
C'est très heureux de te voir l'autre soir, on devrait remettre ça. J'espère que tu as aimé le parfum Blue Mist. 32,83 pour l'appeler. Oh là 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 là. En tout cas, ils vont savoir que j'ai fouillé, hein. Je te le dis. Je vais quand même essayer 32,83 là, mais j'y crois peu. Attends. Not easy. Hop. Oh, c'était ça. Ah.
Now what's this then? This is it. The mallet I saw Thea use last night. I've got you. Did you hit Charlotte May with this? Damn, the McKees are coming back.
Well, then,
Ah,
what do you want me to
on
say?
a
I
fini.
don't know, just stop him. He's been in there for ages.
Why did you leave him then?
Do you really want me to go through that right now?
Okay. Just don't say anything that he might...
He might what?
Well, you know how you are.
Do you really think I'm that stupid? Now shh. Let's just go inside.
I'm waiting for you.
Merde, j'ai pas eu le temps. Ah, j'ai pas été assez
Hello,
vite.
Mr. Conway.
Hello, Theodore.
Non.
Anne says Tony Morgan asked you to investigate his
J'ai pas eu
daughter's
le temps.
disappearance.
That's right, but I'm sure she's also told
Je veux le
you.
numéro
Just give me
3.
that for-
I was just telling Mr. Conway he's wasting his time. Because we don't know anything about it.
Aren't you retired, Mr. Conway?
Well, I'm not here officially, Mr. McKee, just as a friend of Tony Morgan's. But I do appreciate you making the time.
Well, like Anne said, we had nothing to do with Charlotte May, so I don't know how I could help. And I don't have long, I'm afraid. Mr. Levy isn't very happy with me stepping out of work.
I appreciate it all the same.
Aïe aïe aïe.
Well, shall we move into the living room?
Of course. Please, after you.
I'll be with you in a moment.
Il y a le truc griffonné et tout.
Now, please, I'd like to know what you were doing at the time of the attack, if you wouldn't mind. Maybe start at 10 p.m.
10
Aïe
p.m.
aïe aïe.
Well, I was at a gig that night, so I was playing down at the Sugar Dance men's club. Harold, my boss, hasn't paid me for a few months, so I've had to start making money elsewhere. I remember I got home around 10:40, I think. I went straight into my music room. I had a song in my head I just had to get out. So nothing to do with Charlotte May.
You say you had to start making money elsewhere.
A little, yes.
A little.
Like I said, Harold Levy hadn't been paying me, so...
Why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I think he has a few money problem. It's not my place to ask, and he doesn't tell me everything.
Just that he's not paying you.
Sure.
So how much money have you made elsewhere?
Enough to get by.
Well, that's all any of us can hope for, isn't it? I have trouble paying my bills myself, as you can probably imagine. You'll have to tell me your secret, where you make your extra cash.
I'm sorry. What does this have to do with Charlotte May?
Hopefully nothing. I'm sorry. We're off topic. You will forgive me.
It's fine, Mr. Conway. Should I carry on?
Please do. Where were we? Ah, yes. You were saying you'd entered your music room.
Anyway, I think I was in my music room all the way up until...
I'll be with you both in a second. Don't wait for me.
Okay, my love. I was in my room until Anne called me out. She heard a smash or something. Anne was visiting a friend that night, but I think she was back just before me. And I think she was in her bedroom. So, by all accounts, she's the one who heard it.
You didn't hear the smash yourself?
No. There aren't any windows in my music room, and I was writing a song at my piano.
So Annabelle heard it and came in to get you?
Mm-hmm.
You say you heard a smash or something. Could you think back and tell me exactly what happened?
Anne came in. She said, something's going on outside, that I should take a look. That was when I realized she was home, and...
And that's when you came out and looked?
That's right.
And you say you didn't know Annabelle was home yet?
Like I said, I couldn't hear anything. What with my music.
So she could have been home longer?
I suppose, but I don't think she was.
And what did you see once you were outside?
Tony Morgan, laying on the floor. All our neighbors taking a look. Then the police came.
Nothing else? Not Charlotte May, not the kidnapper?
I spoke to you briefly.
Fair enough. Please, as you were saying.
So anyway, it couldn't have been Anne or me, you see, because we weren't here most of the night. And in any case, the Sugar Ducks are a good 20-minute walk away. People would have noticed if I was missing from my gig, wouldn't you think? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Is this all you want to know? What I was doing that night? Nothing else?
What else do you think I might want to know?
I'm not sure. This just isn't what I'd expected. I thought that... It doesn't matter. You were saying...
Well, what is it that's confusing you? Is everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine. We've not been ourselves since Charlotte May was taken. I'm sure you can understand.
I wouldn't be here now if all was right in the world.
Well, all is right here, Mr. Conway.
Good to know. Please continue.
Sorry about that. I was making sure that things were, where we left them.
I was just saying that Mr. Conway is wasting his time, because we were both out of town for most of the night. Isn't that right, my love? You were at a friend's, weren't you? You already paid for a tram ticket. That's why you couldn't come to the gig.
Ah.
Well, actually, Theo, I wanted to talk to you about that, but it can wait till later.
Talk to me about what? Tell him you're out of town.
Don't you have to get back to work?
Actually, I think I do have to go, Mr. Conway. I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
Oula.
You'll excuse me.
Thank you for your time, Theodore. So you paid for your tram ticket? I wonder what good a ticket is if you don't end up using it. Perhaps you forgot where you were that night.
Mr. Conway, I think you've more than outstayed your welcome. I don't know why I agreed to talk to you in the first place. You must think me awfully dense if you think I don't know what you were doing while I was gone. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Do you understand? This is a job for the police, not some old has-been playing detective.
Did Charlotte May outstay her welcome? Is that why you killed her? Is that why your pantry is bleached head to toe after I saw you bloodied last night?
Get out. Now.
Oh là là, le fait qu'on n'ait pas fermé la porte. Et je pense qu'il aurait fallu tout remettre en fait. Je pense que si on remet tout, ça fait un autre déroulement. Bon, le problème c'est que si on peut pas passer les dialogues pour refaire les autres options, c'est un peu compliqué. J'hésitais à tout remettre bien en plus. Hein. Parce que du coup, le courant, elle se méfie. Mais je pense qu'on pourrait que ce soit pas le cas.
From talking to the McKees, it seems apparent that they were both in Dahlia View at the time Charlotte May was taken. Annabelle and Theo were clearly hiding something. I observed them getting rid of a rolled-up rug and saw Theo use a mallet for God only knows what. I can't currently prove it relates to Charlotte May. And a few questions still remain.
Alors attends. Je peux pas aller sur le côté là? Dommage.
£45 is a large sum. In my experience, the kind of money made on the black market. Theo doesn't seem like someone driven by greed. So what possible motive could compel him to kidnap and sell a young girl? I'm positive that Charlotte May was in that pantry. But can I prove the mallet was used to hit something living?
Donc ça, hein, ouais. Ah, c'était ça que je veux faire. Ouais. J'arrive pas à lire. Ah. Ou ça sera pour après. Hop. Bon, ça au moins on a. Hop. Ah, c'est lequel? C'est 1227, je crois.
Good.
Nice.
Now what does the rest of it mean?
Bah par contre là ça... Oh là là, j'ai tout bon.
That's it.
C'est fou.
The mallet must have been used to hit something living. The crystallization proves it. Then they carried it down to the boot of a car. The only possible motive I can see is that Theo needed money to pay for his mother's medication. A life for a life. Could Theo really be that cold? I got the impression that Annabelle was in charge. It's not enough. I can't accuse them without something solid. I'll have to keep an eye on the McKees and continue my investigation.
Hi, Dad.
Ah.
Dad?
Alors là, c'est embêtant.
I think we need a little chat about your neighbours. The McKees?
Damn. I can't let her see this after I made a promise.
Now, why is this door closed? Dad, are you back there?
Perhaps I should just come out with it. I don't know.
Hello? No, it's his daughter. I'm afraid not. He must be out. I don't. I'm sorry, but... Right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but... Good day to you too. Right.
I can't stop now. Not after what I've seen. I'll just have to make sure I find something that Catherine can use in her investigation. It's the only way she'll understand. I've spent the morning watching the McKees, waiting for them to make a mistake, to do something that proves them guilty of killing Charlotte May. But what if I'm wrong? What if I saw what I wanted to and there was nothing in that rug? If I had hard evidence, I would have told Catherine already. I have nothing but suspicions. I should be looking at everyone in Dahlia View. And Harold Levy is next on my list.
Ok. Alors. Du coup, je vais m'arrêter là, je pense, les gens. Je sais absolument pas où j'en suis par rapport au déroulement du truc, mais je trouve ça intéressant, vraiment, en termes d'enquête. On est vraiment... Pour le coup, c'est vraiment... full... Je sais pas si ça va être vraiment au menu démarrer, là. Si, c'est bon. C'est vraiment hyper dans l'immersion et tout. Le rythme est assez lent, donc je sais que c'est un peu particulier. Je sais pas trop si... si ça sera pour tout public, mais j'aime bien l'idée, quoi. On est vraiment en train de mener l'enquête dans le détail. Je suis un peu deg pour la clé là, que j'ai pas utilisé la bonne. Ah. Et du coup, bah, je pense qu'on continuera. Je sais pas du tout la durée du truc, mais si je dois enquêter sur chaque personne, bah, y a encore au moins 2 autres coupables, puisqu'il y a la vieille dame et il y a le mec qui s'appelle Lévi. Donc ça... Je pense qu'il y a de quoi faire. À continuer du coup sur un prochain live, peut-être le prochain live pour le coup. Pourquoi pas.